difficult, right? Because these are, okay, let's say abortion. Let's take an issue like abortion. In Western culture, it divides us. It's people who follow the Bible, Christianity, say, okay, abortion should not be allowed, it's murder. And other people say...
Abortion is not allowed in Bible?
No. That's what people who are anti-abortion claim that's in the Bible, because thou shalt not kill. Kill, right? You cannot, you are not allowed to kill. So, and since abortion is, then it's a matter of definition.
Same as Islam.
Same as Islam. Oh, okay. You should.
Muhammad. The source is the same.
Oh well, I mean, of course there are parallels when you think about it. Actually, like the whole Christianity.
So judgment is based on the Bible.
Yeah.
You say?
Yeah. For example, for these ethical questions, still because we live in a Christian culture, for a lot of people it is clear that if it says in the Bible, "Thou shalt not kill," and you are a Christian, you cannot allow abortion. On the other hand, there are people who argue that basically, if we don't allow abortion, basically that's an oppression of women and of their individual rights that they have to take control of their own life. Therefore, abortion should be allowed.
Abortion should be allowed?
Yes. Of course, there are also people who feel that it's if we don't allow women to have abortion, then basically that's a form of oppression of women, of their individual rights. Why? For example, because there are cases where women have been raped. There are cases where basically just after conception, you could argue that it's not really alive yet. So people argue that if you want to have an abortion within the first 2 months or something, it's not really murder. It doesn't apply as murder. It's so there are all kinds of arbitrary, not very clear. Okay, for some people it's clear. It's in the Bible, therefore you cannot do it. But there are obviously also other things in the Bible that you could take out of its context and say, okay, well, it also says in the Bible this, and it also says in the Bible that. But about the abortion issue, the Bible is usually a very widely used reference.
Bible never allowed abortion in the case of rape.
Allows? Where do you find it?
I don't know.
No,
No, allowed?
No.
No kidding.
No.
Even rape?
Even raped, yeah.
No kidding.
Because the child is innocent, right?
But no kidding.
No, seriously.
No, I'm asking questions seriously.
No, in the United States, definitely, people say that, and this is not like a minority, I believe this is the majority in the United States, who says, under no circumstance can you have an abortion, under no circumstance. So that includes rape, that includes these kinds of extreme cases. Because once, okay, but if you allow for example, abortion for women who were raped, then, okay, then what is the next? What is next? Where do you draw the line? Okay, so if rape, but okay, so then let's say another thing. You get pregnant, but the father is not.
My question is, woman will willing to make baby in the case of she raped?
Of course, she doesn't want that. That's why she wants to have an abortion. But according to many people in many countries, like in the United States, it's not allowed.
Bible not allowed?
No.
No kidding.
Well,
no more.
It doesn't say anywhere in the Bible you cannot have an abortion. It doesn't say that. But in the Bible it says you shall not kill. Therefore, a lot of people like the majority in the United States, say, okay, that means that you shall not kill. It clearly says in the Bible.
Is this Republican? Right?
Yes.
I don't understand.
Me neither. No, I agree with you.
Is this okay? My question is: this Westerners, philosophy?
This is, but well, it's an ethical question, right? So you need to put some anchor
Is this
somewhere.
ethical standard?
Yes.
You?
No.
Oh my God.
No, it's not. But so this is always, you need to have some point of reference, and for a lot of people, the Bible is still their point of reference. So they take something from the Bible, from Christianity, and say, well, this is obviously not in line with, for example, thou shalt not kill, or you have to honor your parents, or things like that.
Okay.
Another question, like euthanasia. Euthanasia is basically suicide.
Suicide?
So, but you choose to end your own life, and for example, people who are terminally ill, who will die, they are sick, they know that they will die, and there is a very big it's already clear that they will suffer terribly on their way to that death. Can they take their own life? Yes or no? This is a big ethical thing.
How about you?
I said yes.
Why?
Because I believe there is nobody benefits by keeping those people alive. The only reason that it serves is that you don't want to you don't want to be pragmatic. You want to be dogmatic. Basically, you say, okay, nobody can take his own life, and then end of discussion.
Bible saying that?
Yeah.
Bible saying
You
that?
cannot, according to people who are anti euthanasia, they say you cannot do that. But wait a minute, in Japan also it's not allowed. You cannot take your own life. Basically, it's not allowed. If you have a family member in hospital who's suffering terribly, they cannot decide to pull the plug. In the Netherlands they can, but we are an exception. I think maybe we are the only country in the world where you can end your own life.
But he or she agreed with that?
It's not always possible. Like, say that you have a kid who's 60 years old, who is riding on a moped, who gets hit by a car, gets into a coma, and you know that she will never get out of it anymore. Now, she's only 16 years old, so she could live another 60 years.
No. In Japan, doctor asked me, you want him alive or not? I said no.
But can they actively end the life?
Yeah, they're going to ask me, give me paper and signature, yes or no. No.
But no means that they will not
case,
intervene, right? It's not like that they will actively, basically,
take off fire.
They can do that. They can take off the. They can do that.
I'm riding my mother in the care house, and they bring paper. And she's Muslim, will die. Okay, bring paper. And if you want to extend her life in the case of her heart stop,
Yeah.
how do you go to do that?
You need to revive her. Okay, yeah, that I understand. Yeah.
I always sign on my father's case. In this case, what are you going to do? Yes, keep him alive.
Yeah.
Doctor asked me several times, are you sure? Why are you sure? His question, because he has actually lost mind already. Still, you want him alive? He asked the same question several times. Why several times? He forced me to say no, because even his life, not good to him. He already have lost mind. Right? Okay, I said no. Since then, I'm labeling people.
That is very exceptional, because I think
normal.
9 out of 10 doctors would say
No.
they don't want to take that risk.
No, in Japan it's everywhere.
Really?